If you're all muted, but if you're not, just unmute yourself. Does anyone have a question?
Stuart, how am I doing?
Marcia, you're doing really well, but you could do even a lot better, you know? Um, by taking the work deeper, like even, you came to the retreat. It was an extraordinary weekend. But making a trip like that from Sao Paulo, Brazil, could have spent another 4 days, if it's possible. The benefits would have been much higher and much deeper because we would have done work over those days to really solidify everything that took place last weekend. So it's that kind of an effort that turns everything around in oneself. And building chi is a really important aspect of your spiritual development. Because look, as I told you last weekend, you're very, very smart. I mean, you're a doctor of mathematics, for God's sake. That kind of blows my mind, to be a doctor of mathematics. But now it's taking the step to be able to apply everything you've learned in the world. And that's where the resistance is. So you have to build chi, you have to realize, you know, that you can tap your gifts, you can use them in your life, you can use them to make a better life for yourself. And more than anything else, you can use them to grow spiritually. And you need training to do that. Everybody needs training. I needed training. I still need training. Teaching all these classes every week, is an enormous amount of training for me to help me continuously build my inner life. I mean, look, I have to talk about myself. I'm not getting any younger, and to be doing what I'm doing at this point in my life is just simply a miracle of God. It's having built a chemistry over years that enables me to do it. Not having taken the last 50 years for granted, winding up in an old age home playing bridge with a bunch of people complaining about their illnesses. So, just keep working. You're doing good, Marcia, but you can do a lot better. You really can. And I just love how far you've come. I remember the day I met you. To see you today is really remarkable. But now I want to see the real gift of Marcia manifest in your life. And I think it's there. And I think, you know, you don't allow it to happen for some reason. Does anyone else have a question? And it's not only Marcia, it's all of us. We have to allow the real gift of who we are to manifest, to not be afraid to go deeper inside and to really open the channel to energy which is infinite in the universe, that then manifests in our daily life, how we live our life, you know, capacity to be of service to a higher energy in the universe, to live unconditionally, and to be grateful for all the gifts that come. Because no, we don't possess any of them, they're given to us. And the more gratitude we have for them, the deeper and the more wonderful they will kind of embellish our lives. Never taking them for granted. That's how they turn into bitterness. Well, they're coming to you. That's even worse. Being grateful. Does anyone else have a question? It's really hard for me to talk about what took place last weekend, but it was something, it was beyond anything I ever imagined could take place in a weekend. It was really something wonderful. And I'm just grateful that I could be used that way. I couldn't think of a better way of being used in my life. It's not me doing it. It's not me being a guru. It's just surrender to a higher force that will manifest in a much better way than I can ever make it manifest. Does anyone else have a question they'd like to ask? And ultimately, it's about really one thing, and that's love. That's what it's all about. Loving ourselves, being grateful for the lives we're being given, the gifts we have, being able to use those gifts as a way of serving higher energy and as a way of unconditionally loving people and loving life. That's why we're all born, to learn how to do this. Does anyone else have a question they'd like to ask? Okay, if there are no more questions, it will be meditation on Thursday. And looking forward to seeing everybody. And again, as I say after every class, thank you. Thank you for being in my life. Thank you for attending these classes. And thank you for making me work my ass off to sustain this work and to do it, hopefully, I think, in as real a way as I can possibly do it at this moment. It'll get even more real, but then that's growth. So God bless you all. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody on Thursday.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.